The story begins in the year 1953 when we are shown a house named Five Keys in New Mexico. And this house happens to be Elise's, who is still a little girl. She lives in this house with her parents and her younger brother. Elise still has the power to see spirits. And when she goes to her room with her brother, there their toys are scattered. Elise tells her mom that it is the spirit of the same child who lives in our house. Elise's mom is convinced she is telling the truth. Her mom knows that Elise has special powers, but Elise's father does not believe Elise's words. Elise's younger brother tells his mom that I am scared. That's why his mom gives him a whistle and says that whenever you feel scared, she will come to whistle. At night, when Elise and her brother are sleeping in the room, only then the spirit of the same little child comes into the room. Seeing this, Elise's brother gets scared. He looks for a whistle to call his mom, but he does not get the whistle, and now he starts screaming out of fear. Elise's father comes over here and asks Elise if she saw the spirit again. Elise says, yes, I saw the soul. This angers her father, and he thinks that Elise is lying. He beats Elise badly and lock it down in the basement. And after a while, the basement light goes out. Now it gets dark all around here. Then there comes a voice, and she tells Elise, if you want to light, so you have to open this door. There a light from the keyhole is coming toward him, and the key to this door is there. After this, Elise opens that door. Actually, it is the door to another world. And as the door opens, a demonic spirit comes from inside it, which takes hold of Elise's body and then kills her mom. Elise always considers herself responsible for her mom's death. Time passes and Elise is 16 years old. One day she sees a girl in her house whose condition is much worse. She tells this to her father. His father is no longer completely mentally stable after the death of Elise's mother. He does not believe anything Elise says. That's why he raises his hand to Elise. But Elise also confronts them, and she leaves the house, leaving her father and her younger brother forever. From here the story comes to the year 2010, where Elise is shown. She, along with her two companions, helps those who are troubled by spirits, whose house is inhabited by evil spirits. And one day he gets a call from a man named Ted from Mexico. Ted tells him that something strange is happening in his house. She reaches there with her two companions, and she sees that this is the same house in which she used to live in childhood with her parents and her younger brother, where his mother was murdered. Now she starts investigating this house. Here many things of his childhood are the same, because there was no one in this house for many years. Here Elise also gets the same whistle that Elise's mother gave to her younger brother in childhood, so that whenever he is scared, he can whistle and call his mom. But last time he did not get the whistle, and now that whistle is near Elise. She takes a photo of it, and then some spirit attacks him, and the whistle snatches it from him. And Elise goes to a cafe the next morning where she meets two girls. She is talking to him when a man comes over there. And this is Elise's younger brother, Christian. Christian is angry with him till date because she left him alone with his father, who used to behave in a very cruel way. That's why he leaves here without talking to his sister. And Elise gives her daughter Melissa the photo of the whistle, which was given to Christian by Elise's mother in childhood, and says that give it to your father. After that, she comes back at night to the same house where she has come to do an investigation, where she used to live with her family in her childhood. Here now they hear the sound of whistling, which is coming from behind the wall, but it is not a wall but a door. She pulls out the key from her father's bunch of keys and opens the door. There he finds the same whistle that a soul had taken away from him at night. There is also a girl here, but this is a real person who has been kept captive here. In fact, the spirit that brought Elise and her companions here was a good soul. That's why she wanted to save this girl. And before they could understand anything, the owner of this house, whose name is Ted, he reaches here and points a gun at them. Actually, the door that Elise had opened in childhood, a demonic spirit came out of him, and that evil spirit resides in Ted. That is why he kept this girl captive and kept it in the basement. But before he kept all these captives here, Elise's second accomplice comes here and kills Ted. The next day Elise goes to the police station, where he comes to know that the girl who was tied in the basement, the police had been looking for him for 4 months. At the same time, Elise's brother Christian reaches that house with both his daughters, where he used to live in childhood, where haunted things happen. Actually, they have come here to find the whistle, because that is the last sign of his mom. Melissa goes downstairs to the basement, and then a demon soul attacks her and imprisons his soul in the world of spirits, which is called the Further. Because of this, she goes into a coma in the human world. Now Elise also comes here, and she has understood that if she wants to save Melissa, then she will have to do something. She searches the house, where she finds a lot of girls' belongings. In fact, many years ago today, when Elise opened a door in the basement with a key. So a soul from another world called Keyface had come to our world, and that spirit possessed Elise's father, Gerard. Because of this, Gerard took many girls captive here and killed them. And the girl Elise saw at his house for the last time before leaving the house. She was not a soul, she was actually a girl, which was imprisoned at home by his father. Now here Elise wants to bring Melissa back from the other world at any cost. She starts doing investigations at home. And when she opens a suitcase, Keyface comes out from inside. And he also imprisons his soul in the further, that is, in the world of spirits. After going into that world, Elise sees the form of her childhood. Little Elise reveals her future form. That Keyface has such keys with which it can connect to other worlds and our world, and the doors that have to be opened to connect it. He has opened all those doors. The elder Elise tells her younger Locke that she should not be afraid. You have many powers inside you. And then Keyface comes from behind him and grabs him. In the same human world, the second daughter of Elise's brother, Imogen, tells her that she also has such powers, which she can go to the world of spirits. And now she reaches the spirit world to save Elise and her sister Melissa, where she finds the soul of that girl, which was imprisoned by her grandfather Gerard many years ago today, whom Elise had misunderstood as a spirit. And she tells Imogen that you have to go behind this door, and I will not be able to come with you because he will imprison me again. Imogen goes to the other side of the door where there are many cells. Then they have shown us Elise who is inside one of those cells. Only then there comes Keyface and it opens the door to other cells, from which Elise's father Gerard comes. Elise hates her father because in childhood he used to beat her a lot. Keyface gives Elise a stick and says that you can take your revenge. Elise starts beating her father in the same way he used to beat her. And when it does this, then Keyface gets power, because the hatred of humans makes Keyface even more powerful. Now here comes Imogen and she forbids Elise to do so. Elise also understands that demon Keyface is trying to play with her mind. That's why she breaks that stick and opens the door with her power and comes out. She sees that Keyface has held captive the souls of both her brother's daughters. She makes a deal with him. She says, let them go and take me instead of them. And after that, Keyface starts beating him. At the same time, Melissa, whom he had taken prisoner earlier, is also beaten by him. But now Elise's father Gerard comes in front of Elise to save her. He fights with demon Keyface. But Keyface is very powerful, that's why he kills Gerard's soul. And now he puts his fingers around Elise's neck. Melissa, whose body is in the real world, is also dying because here Keyface is killing his soul. And Imogen's spirit throws the whistle that her mother gave to Christian in childhood. And when she whistles, her mom comes there, which drives that Keyface away from there. And now she wants to take Melissa's soul to the place where her body is. But they could not find the way. Elise also has the key, from which she opens a door. And this door opens in the attic of Josh's house, which we saw in the first part, when his son Dalton went to the attic and he heard some sounds there. And he was scared to see something. Actually, it was this door, and due to the opening of the door, his soul was trapped in further, that is, in the world of spirits. After this, Elise opens the door where she finds Melissa's body. She carries her soul to his body. Due to this, she comes to her senses in the real world. Elise then embraces her mother's spirit. She wants to say goodbye to him. Elise's mom tells Elise never to feel responsible for her death, it was not her fault. And after that, she goes to the world of spirits. Elise and Imogen also return to their bodies. All of them go to the hospital to see Melissa, where Christian is also present there. Elise gives her mother's whistle to her brother, which was given to Christian by Elise's mother in childhood. Now all the grief between these two gets completely eliminated. These two hugs each other. And in the end, it is shown that Elise has a dream, in which she sees Josh's house. Josh's son Dalton is sleeping on his bed. And then he sees a red face at his window. This wakes up Elise, and at the same time, she gets a call from Josh's mom. Josh was helped by Elise in childhood. And now Josh's mom wants to invite Elise to her house once again, because her grandson, whose name is Dalton, the one whom all of them had seen in attic, has gone into a coma. And Elise already knows this, although this part 1 was released in the year 2018. But if it is seen, then this is the second part of Insidious. According to the timeline, its first part was released in the year 2015. The second part was released in 2018, and the third part was released in 2011, which was the first movie of these serials, and the last part was in 2013. We have given the links to all the movies in the description below if you haven't seen the rest of its parts. You can also see those parts. Hope you liked this explanation. Please support this channel by subscribing it and pressing the bell notification icon.